Hi, I'm Tyler Magoon.
And I'm Will Thanis. Welcome to the inaugural show of WATV Magazine.
For the past 2 months, our broadcasting class has learned shooting techniques, honed interview skills, and developed editing essentials.
Now we have developed WATV Magazine. 11 students, 5 stories, 1 show. This should be great.
Will, our first story is about a long-standing speaking competition.
That's right, Tyler. As Ryan and Elijah learned, this real work happens before the contestants get on the stage.
Hi, I'm standing here in Daniel's Gymnasium on D Row Court, where a select group of Worcester Academy students continued the rich tradition of the Dexter Prize speaking competition. This competition has been an important part of the school's history since 1873.
I do Dexter Prize because I believe public speaking is a very important skill.
The reply is both true and unexpected. There are, of course, no friends like the real living
You can express your ideas to the public, and I believe Dexter Prize is a great way to practice your courage to speaking in front of a large group of people. So I think it's a great event for us to have and for me to participate in.
At first, when I did Dexter Prize, I was scared because I've never been in front of a large audience of people. But in the real world, when people are giving speeches to a lot of other people, you need that quality to be able to talk in front of a lot of people and express your ideas, because then people will listen to you, and I think it's an important skill.
As you can see, these students have put in a lot of time and effort into perfecting their speeches for the Dexter Prize speaking competition. If it weren't for these students and their hard work, Dexter Prize would not be an annual tradition at Worcester Academy.
This is Elijah Friedman from WATV signing off.
Elijah and Ryan did a great job on the Dexter Prize story. Have you ever wanted to be a contestant?
I give them a lot of credit, but I couldn't do it. What do we have next, John?
Aaron and Morgan introduce us to a woman that has dedicated her life to making ours more comfortable.
She has been a major part of the Worcester Academy community for several decades, making it a better place for all students.
You know, it's really hard to believe that Worcester Academy has been in existence for over 175 years. During this time, there have been many institutions at the school that enrich the lives of its students, its faculty, its administrators, and its parents. But there has been no other institution that goes about daily life and that works tirelessly to fulfill the needs of others.
She's only been here 53 years. I got a lot to learn.
You know, to me, this is like my second home, and I'm very happy here because of all you kids and everything. You've all been so wonderful to me for all these years. The girls and it's my family.
And she treats me how my own grandmother would. It makes me feel right at home when I'm not there. It's one of the reasons that I love this place so much, and it's a reason that gets me through the year.
Well, I had nothing to do at home, so I said I better get to work so I would feel better, because I had lost my husband very young, 28.
Sue's just that lady that I always want to smile to, that just gives love to people. It's unconditional, it just happens. So I just love her. She's the member of campus that every campus should have.
As long as you keep the kids the way I feel, you got to keep everybody happy, huh?
I think Sue is a nice person because she gives more food than Harry does.
Sometimes they have pork, and I don't eat pork. I am Muslim and I am not allowed to eat pork. So she gives me another food that's not pork.
What can I say? And I'd do anything for you kids, especially the ones that are, so far away from home too. You have to, I want them to feel at home.
I'm Aaron Snyder for WATV, signing off.
That was a great story about Sue. She always gives me more food when I want it.
Speaking about food, there's a new addition to the Worcester Academy Student Center, which the students have been raving about. And Brian and John are going to tell us all about it.
Let's see what all the hype's about.
Today we're outside the Kellner Student Center where the new Hilltopper Cafe is located. The cafe has become a very popular attraction on campus so far since the beginning of the year, and students have been raving about it. From sandwiches to smoothies, the cafe has become a great hit.
I think it is a great addition to our already wonderful dining hall and experience we have here on campus, and it offers other options to students that may not like the options provided at lunch.
I think that I love it because there's like a long line every day. There always seems to be like 40, 50 people there, so it's the place to be around here.
We worked with the senior proctors last year, and we had wanted to do it for a long time, so we started doing it at night just for the boarding students, and it was really bad. So we actually wanted a legitimate one, and so we talked to the business office, Mr. DeConza, who's the school's chief financial officer, and then we talked to Mr. Esposito. He had to check with general managers of Sage and all those people, and then the senior proctors started to develop menu suggestions.
That menu ranges from egg and cheeses in the morning to even buffalo chicken wraps in the afternoon. But the main things that are flying off the shelves are the smoothies.
So far I think it's really, really good. I mean, I know the smoothies are really flying out of there. It's amazing how fast we're selling smoothies, but so far I think the students have liked it a lot. I think it's a very positive response.
The new Student Center Cafe has been thriving and has become a great addition to the Worcester Academy community. We look forward to the bigger and better ideas to come from the cafe that make it an even better place to eat. What is your favorite food from the new Student Center Cafe?
Cheeseburger.
And this is Brian Eddy from WATV signing off.
I can't wait to visit the new cafe.
Me too, Elijah. I hear the quesadillas are very popular.
Anyways, we're here to tell you about someone who you think you might know.
His name is Walter Pope Furtick. Let's go to Tyler and Will, who caught up with Pope.
When you come to Worcester Academy, it is impossible to miss Walter Pope Furtick, a top security officer on campus. However, as much as we think we know him, there's much more to learn. Nobody has a more positive output on life than Pope. He was dealt one of the worst hands possible in life, but he turned it into a royal flush.
It's your boy Pope, you know, the heavyweight spitter. I'm gonna tell y'all where I get my inspiration from, real talk. I've been dealt the worst cards you could possibly be dealt with. So I'm happy to be alive every day that I'm alive, you know, and basically my strength comes from my mother. I watched her struggling, I watched her crying, I watched everything that goes with being disabled. It's all about respect. It's all about respect and just do it. Stop complaining about things. Stop complaining about what cards life have dealt you. He told me, you know, you could be the biggest bully if you wanted to in this city, but you're the gentlest giant.
Many people wonder what Pope's philosophy on helping people is.
If you don't take time to help other people out, you're going to walk around so sad inside and so angry.
But Pope is much more than a security guard.
See, I'm different than most. I don't call myself a rapper. I call myself an entertainer. For the simple fact is I like to entertain my crowd. Not only that, most of the stuff I rap about is my life. Forward to the ghetto, down to JP. Mom was in a wheelchair, that was cool with me. I never knew pops, I was labeled as a bastard. To make mom proud, you know I'd have to look past it, but on Father's Day, used to buy my mama rose, used to give me everything for my food. That's in the clothes in our relationship, yeah, was like hand in hand, now check it. She played my mother, and of course, I was her little man. I'll take a pile of love over money any day.
As you can tell, there's much more to Walter Pope than what you can see on just the outside.
I don't drink coffee, I drink fruit punch.
Wow, that was a really great story about the double life of Pope. I hope he gives me front row seats to his first concert. Next up, we have Matt, Joe, and Zach talking about Worcester Academy's fight against the concussion epidemic.
We will now hear from Mr. Milley, who's on the front lines of this battle.
Sports are an important part of many young people's lives. Unfortunately, injuries come along with sports, and the concussion is one of the most frequent kinds of injuries that occur in many young people's lives.
I just got off the bench and I went behind the net to pick up the puck. And right as I got the puck, one of their players came around the net and popped me. And I rocked back and
I knew my belt was wrong. I didn't think I was concussed, so I just kept playing. So after the game, I had a headache. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was just normal. But then my mom noticed that, so she was asking me questions about the game and some of the hits, because she noticed I had gotten up slow after one of them. So I told her what had happened, and she thought I had concussion because she's a doctor, so she thought I had concussion. So she told me to go see the nurse the next day and get a concussion test.
We have a student that has that injury. You know, sometimes we involve the school's family physician, or if we feel there's a need, we recommend that they see a doctor. Always necessary. If we feel someone has that injury, the first thing that we do is we require them to get some rest, and that's, you know, cognitive rest, physical rest, emotional rest. It's often recommended they stay home from school for a day or two, just to help their symptoms go away, because that's basically the best way to help things get better, is just be away from stimulus, things at school, you know, sporting activities, things like that. If I want to guess, you know, over the school year last year, both within our interscholastic athletic teams and then injuries that happen outside of that, we probably saw 20 to 25 kids that suffered head injuries last year. Once we feel that the symptoms are completely gone, we can begin a return, what we call a return to play protocol, where if the student was an athlete here at school, we would gradually get them back into their activity. You know, over a series of few days, gradually increasing their exertion levels, for example, making sure that they don't have any symptoms that come from that. For example, if we had somebody on their first day back go upstairs and ride the exercise bike for 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, as a result of that, they got symptoms again, and we would probably stop and have them rest until those symptoms go away.
As you can see, concussions are an unfortunate aspect of sports today, but Worcester Academy does a great job to keep their athletes safe and healthy.